let's make a simple, easy drawstring bag. Okay, so what do we need? We need some t-shirt knit. This is left over from other projects. It's 21 inches by 1 3/4. This is the same as my lining fabric, but it could be contrasting or it could match your outside. And this is 3 inches by 10 inches. So there's 2 of these. I have 2 lining pieces that are 10 inches by 10 inches. And this is my outer fabric that is 10 inches by 10 inches. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the facing. So determine your right side, wrong side, and you're going to fold it over 1, 2 times. Now, I make it so that someone who's inexperienced, it can be anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. I'd say 1/3 of an inch is ideal, but there's room for imperfection. So you have to do it 4 times. That's 1. That's 2. And 4. Okay, now we're going to make the bag. So we decide what the outside is. So I'm going to say that this is the right side. So right side up. I'm going to fold this in half with the seams on the inside. And I'm going to center it approximately on one side of these. And then I'm going to take a lining piece and I'm going to make it right sides together to the outside of the bag. I'm going to stitch all the way from one end to the other. Again, anywhere from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. I always backstitch. I don't sew over pins, and I teach the kids to stop before they get to a pin and take them out. Now you're going to do it again for the other side of the bag. So this is the right side of the bag. This is my casing part. My folds are on the inside, so it's right sides out, centered on the top of the bag. Now my other lining piece. So right side up, right sides together, and then this is right sides, and the wrong side is on the inside. Again, all the way across. Back stitch on both sides. Don't sew over pins. Now we open it up. I like my seam to be toward the lining. Same thing here. Open it up, seam toward the lining. We put this up, but you're not catching it, so you can switch it later. But if you put the lining, the seam towards the lining, it'll adjust itself. So we're going to match this seam. And this one. And I think we can match our plaids. Yep. Not sure if I can match it along the bottom. Can I? Yes, I can. So let's match this side first. And a lot of pins over here. So I'm going to use these little clips. And I want to leave the lining open at the bottom because this is where I'm going to turn it. So I'm just going to mark off here and here, and I'm going to stitch all the way around and then leave this part open. Oh, my needle came undone. So what you have to make sure is that your casing doesn't get caught into your seam. So I can feel it right here. I've got plenty of room. Sometimes with first-time sewers, you have to check again here and make sure that you have enough space to not catch your facing. I can feel them. They go to right here. I'm going to stitch about right here. I got plenty of room. Okay, I have to leave my space open for turning. As I'm turning, I'm going to verify that I haven't missed anything, any of the pieces sewn together. I'm not trimming because I'm not going to top stitch, so I'm just making a corner and turning it that way. I don't want to have a weak spot in the bottom of my bag. Okay, I turn it. I verify that all of my seams are stitched properly. And then I'm going to close up the bottom of the bag. So I tuck it in and I stitch right close to the edge from beginning to opening end. Again, this is another part where ideally you want it stitched all the way, but as long as you catch the seam allowances is on the inside, it won't show. Now I'm going to turn my bag. And I have my fabric ready for a casing, and I stretch it and it turns into a little cord. I use a safety pin to put it through the casing. So what I do is I put the safety pin in there, and then I push the fabric up on the safety pin, and then I pull it along the cording. I want it to lay nice and flat when it's completely open, so I have to make sure that I have enough room for that. And then I tie my ends. And then I put the other cord in from the other side. And my tie for this one will be on the opposite side. So I want to verify that it can lay nice and flat, and then I'm going to tie it. So it's a nice, easy little project, good for all skill levels. It's a satisfying little project.